Delay, Deny, Defend. Why Insurance Companies Don't Pay Claims and What You Can Do About It is a critical examination of the American insurance industry written by Jay Feinman, a distinguished professor at Rutgers Law School and expert in insurance law, contract law, and tort law. The 256-page book meticulously dissects what Feinman describes as a fundamental shift in how insurance companies handle claims, moving from customer service to profit maximization at the expense of policyholders. J. Feinman is a highly respected legal scholar with extensive credentials in the field of insurance law. Born in 1951, Feinman has authored 7 books and more than 70 scholarly articles. He is a distinguished professor emeritus at Rutgers Law School, a member of the American Law Institute, and serves as an advisor to United Policyholders, a non-profit consumer advocacy organization. His expertise and academic standing lend significant weight to his analysis, though critics note his perspective tends to favor consumer interests over insurance industry positions. The core argument of delay, deny, defend is captured in its title. Feinman contends that beginning in the 1990s, major insurance companies fundamentally changed their approach to handling claims. Rather than fulfilling their promise to provide financial security in times of need, they increasingly adopted tactics designed to maximize profits by minimizing claim payouts through 3 primary strategies. Delay, deliberately prolonging the claims process to hold on to premium dollars longer and potentially exhaust claimants' patience and resources. Deny, rejecting valid claims outright or offering settlements far below what policyholders are entitled to receive. Defend, aggressively fighting claims in court when policyholders refuse to accept inadequate settlements. Feinman argues this shift was largely driven by consulting firm McKinsey & Company, which helped transform claims departments into profit centers by viewing the claims process as a zero-sum game, where every dollar not paid to policyholders becomes profit for the company. The book presents several compelling points supported by extensive research. Central to Feinman's argument are the McKinsey documents, PowerPoint presentations, training manuals, and other materials prepared for Allstate in the 1990s that outlined new claim handling strategies. Feinman describes Allstate's 7-year legal battle to keep these documents confidential as evidence of their damaging nature. The documents allegedly reveal how Allstate was advised to move from good hands to boxing gloves when dealing with claims. Feinman details how insurers began using computer programs to standardize and often minimize claim payments. Rather than evaluating each claim on its individual merits, adjusters increasingly relied on software to determine settlement offers, removing their discretion and human judgment from the process. The book includes accounts from former insurance company employees like Robert Dietz, a 15-year veteran of Farmers Insurance, who described how his professional judgment in evaluating claims was replaced by computer-generated values that often undervalued legitimate claims. Feinman argues that state insurance regulators have largely failed to hold insurance companies accountable for unfair claim practices, focusing instead on financial solvency rather than consumer protection. He notes that regulators don't even collect comprehensive data on claim denials or delays. To illustrate his points, Feinman presents several compelling case studies. Kim Zilish. After a serious accident that killed her fiancé, Zilish faced a year-long battle with State Farm before receiving compensation, despite clear evidence of permanent injuries. Terry Buttery. Following a home burglary, Buttery's insurer, Hamilton Mutual, required multiple statements, years of tax returns, and multiple sworn testimonies before paying his claim. And even then, only after he sued and won a case that went all the way to the Kentucky Supreme Court. Hurricane Katrina claims. Feinman documents how in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, thousands of policyholders filed complaints and lawsuits against insurers for unfair claim denials, with many cases dragging on for years. Solutions and recommendations. The book isn't merely critical. Feinman offers practical advice for consumers. Insurance selection, guidelines for choosing insurers with better records of customer satisfaction and claims handling. Documentation, detailed recommendations for documenting property, keeping records, and properly filing claims to maximize the chances of fair treatment. Legal recourse, Information on when and how to challenge unfair denials, including the option of hiring an attorney specialized in insurance law. Regulatory reform. Proposals for strengthening consumer protections through increased transparency, oversight, and regulatory authority. Recent relevance. The book gained renewed attention in late 2024 when the phrase delay, deny, depose, a variant of the book's title, was found written on ammunition used in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. The book subsequently sold out on Amazon and became a focal point in discussions about frustrations with the American insurance system. While Feinman's work focused primarily on property and casualty insurance rather than health insurance, the underlying critique of profit-driven claim denials resonated with many Americans frustrated with various insurance sectors. Feinman's writing is clear and accessible despite tackling complex legal and business concepts. He effectively balances detailed analysis with compelling narratives of individuals harmed by insurance practices. The book is structured logically, beginning with the promise of insurance, exploring how that promise is broken, and concluding with practical advice for consumers. Delay, Deny, Defend is a thought-provoking investigation into how insurance companies balance profit motives against their fundamental promise to provide security for policyholders. While critics may disagree with some of Feinman's conclusions, the book raises important questions about accountability, transparency, and fairness in an industry that millions of Americans depend upon for financial security. The book serves as both a warning to consumers about potential pitfalls in the claims process and a call for reform in industry practices and regulatory oversight. Whether you view insurance companies as trusted protectors or profit-driven corporations, Feinman's work challenges readers to consider the essential question: are insurance companies fulfilling their promise to be there when policyholders need them most? For anyone who has insurance, which is virtually everyone, Delay, Deny, Defend offers valuable insights into how the claims process works behind the scenes and practical tools for ensuring fair treatment when disaster strikes.